Hello humans, I'm Yoshiller, and welcome back to some more Sonic Rush! In the previous part, I took on the 6th zone of the game, and now I shall take on the 7th and final zone of the game for Blaze the Cat. This zone is my favorite zone of the game, and it is called Deadline Zone. And not only is it my favorite zone, but it contains my favorite song in the game. It was already my favorite song when I played through the zone as Sonic, but now as Blaze, for some reason the composers were just like, let's add violins, and it sounds so awesome. This is actually my favorite song in the entire game, with Sonic's variation probably being second or third place, just behind the song Jeje Rocket. Ah, what a fun zone. I've already talked a lot about it during my playthrough of this zone as Sonic, but in short, I missed that section, hopefully it's not too big of a deal. The idea is, this zone does have some sort of climax vibe to it, the idea that it feels toward the end of the game, but it's not super difficult, it's not super frustrating. I would even say that it's easier than the previous two zones of the game. I would say that this is the most fun zone of the game, which is why it's my favorite. It does a great job of transitioning between the two screens. I love levels with gravity mechanics where you run on the ceiling and switch between which wall you're standing on. Oh, it's just so good. And the music being top-notch and the background being colorful is also just a nice bonus. My only gripe is that there's one or two of those little segments where you hold onto the missiles that can be a little misleading, because sometimes your instinct is to go up or down or whatever, and there's one or two parts where you actually have to go in a loop instead. But otherwise, no real complaints with this zone. I think it's an ideal final zone, and that other games can take a lesson from it. And I know other platformers like Mario, Kirby, Donkey Kong do similar things where the last area of a game isn't necessarily meant to be the most difficult, but just the most creative, and maybe the zone or area before it is supposed to be more difficult. Like Kirby games in particular, the last area, well, it can be difficult. It's usually just meant to be like more fun than the rest of the game. To be like, hey, the journey's almost over, let's go out with a bang! And I respect that so much. There's not as many easy death traps as there are in Huge Crisis. There aren't as many big open pitfall areas to fall into as easily like there are in Altitude Limit Zone. It's just fun. And then look at this, we're on the ceiling. When you're on the ceiling, you're on the bottom screen. When you're on the ground, you're on the top screen. I timed my commentary perfectly with that, not even knowing. I can play through this zone and have a fluent conversation, whatever word is more applicable. Do all my tricks, so many places to do tricks. Here we go. Oh, see, I could have done a loop there. Thankfully on this one, I didn't have to immediately do a loop, but a loop would have been faster. Ah, so nice. Such a creative zone. See, there I am on the ceiling again, on the bottom screen. And I know it's not every single second you're on the ceiling, you're on the bottom screen, and not every single second you're on the ground, you're on the top screen. But it is cool how they actually do the screen transitions here. Oh, that was weird. I had to keep going the opposite direction to run along that, and I was like, don't let go, just keep running or you'll fall into the spikes. But yeah, it seems to be doing reasonably well. I've got my shield, I'm doing my tricks. I got extra height because I'm Blaze the Cat, baby. Oh, careful here, yep. Those little rockets can be a little misleading. Always try to take the top paths, don't overshoot certain things. Even though I'm Blaze the Cat, you can get an extra jump sometimes. I guess that can actually lead more to my danger than to my benefit. And here we are, see, look at that, see how cool that was, transitioning from each screen? This level really shows it, man. It makes me curious. I'm sure they created the first zone of this game first, because most game development starts with the first level and then they kind of hand off development to the rest of the team. I wonder if this zone might have been made first as well. Hang on, what's my rank? Not quite an S rank. There were one or two areas where I missed the fastest possible path at the very beginning of the level, but I'll take what I can get. A rank, pretty close to S rank. But yeah, it makes me curious, like, maybe I'm overthinking this, okay? I'm just so pleased with the zone. It has so many cool mechanics, switching between the screens so well. The music is fantastic for both Sonic and Blaze. The assets are bright and colorful. I don't know if it's something with this game where each zone was made one at a time, or if each zone was handed off to a different person. I assume it's the latter, but whatever department or team was in charge of this zone and its assets, fantastic job. I know it's the same composer for the entirety of the game, and that's Hideki Naganuma, and he's just fantastic. But, woo, oh no! I was giving compliments and I wasn't pressing buttons quickly enough. But I cannot get over how much I love gravity levels. And I know a lot of people will complain about them, but I mean, I don't know. I love this type of stuff, especially in 2D platformers. And I think the Sonic Advance games had something similar. It was like a Utopia zone or something, where the last Sonic Advance 2 might be what I'm thinking of, where the last zone of the game you just kind of walk on the ceiling, and then there are boss fights that have stuff to do with it. And I think that's a missed opportunity here. It's cool that, well, I mean, slight spoiler in case it's not obvious already from when I played this through Sonic's campaign. The boss of the zone is not Dr. Eggman, alright, or Eggman Nega, who was introduced in this game. You fight Sonic, and that's a really cool idea too, but I think they missed an opportunity to do a gravity-based boss fight. But maybe it is for the better, because I know that the boss fights in this game try to utilize a 3D environment, whereas these levels have 3D characters on a 2D environment. The boss fights are just all 3D, and I don't know if a gravity type boss fight in a 3D environment would work as well. I mean, maybe it could work well. I have some ideas, like if you have a ring for a ground and then a ring for a ceiling, and you, I don't know, maybe there's like springs that send you back and forth between them. But, oh, okay, that counted as a hit. Very good. Oh, I got the shield, and then the second jump counted as a hit. Okay, good. I get nervous when I land on enemies as Blaze and I don't have the fire around me. But it's all good. At least as Sonic, it's a little more clear because, you know, he jumps on everything. It always counts as a KO. But as Blaze, it's a little misleading to me. Just me, not a complaint about this game. It's just me overthinking or underthinking something. But in any case, shall we continue to praise this zone a little more? Yeah, unfortunately, I had invincibility music there, so we couldn't praise the soundtrack all too much. And see those little green wireframe walls I'm running on? They don't really serve too much of a purpose, it's just an aesthetic thing. I guess it kind of showcases the game's 3D a little better. It's like, hey, I'm actually a 3D model, not just a sprite. So we can showcase myself running on something that's in the back and not just on the top or the bottom. And then there are the bigger ones that I think I ran along already, which showcased me running on the foreground. But it's just this. Oh, whoopsies! Got hit there. Oh no! Good thing I'm Blaze and I can hover. Ooh, tight squeeze there, but I made it. Okay. Yeah, just a lot of creative ideas here. The only thing I don't really dig that much is that missile. Whoa! I am alive. Thank goodness these little gravity red pill things are forgiving. Oops. Sorry, I don't need to do a trick on everything. This little area over here is the perfect place to do tricks, but I think I am content with the amount of tricks I've been doing. I'm gonna keep doing tricks, but I don't need to like stall these out. You know, I don't need to farm for points there. I'm more concerned about getting to the end and showing a proper demonstration of gameplay for this walkthrough rather than just farming for points. But on the topic of farming, oh no! I'm Blaze the cat, I can make it back! Yes! If I was Sonic, I'd be dead. But on the topic of farming for points, I do want to do a bonus video for this walkthrough and showcase some ways you can actually do that. Farm for points. So for now, I got 327 rings, I did a ton of tricks, and I beat the level in under 4 minutes. Is that S rank worthy? No, it's not! I think my trick bonus caps out at 20,000 points, and I think I just had to beat the level more quickly for the time and the speed bonus. Darn it! No S rank for me. Well, maybe I can get an S rank on the boss fight. We'll see. The last Soul Emerald. Return it to me! I never thought a girl could be so tough, but I'll never give up this last Soul Emerald! Hey, Eggman! Looks like you're up to no good, as usual. Sonic! Get in line! I must beat this cat again! Then, when I have the emeralds, I'll have ultimate power! You stole the Soul Emeralds and jeopardized my world, just so you could get ultimate power? I'll destroy you! That's pretty harsh. He's my opponent. Go away! No can do. There's a few things I owe him as well. I said I would resolve this on my own. I must protect my world, and I don't need anyone's help. Hey, chill for a second. You're way too tense. Why are you still here if you won't leave? Hey, are you going to fight me? Oh my, what a nice development. Maybe they'll take each other out. I mean, Dr. Eggman's right. If anything, this is ideal for him. Hope that they fight each other while he goes on to move with his master plan. This is not worth anyone's time, but whatever. You'd think he'd like fly away or something rather than just hover in the background, but whatever. Otherwise, how's this for a change of pace? The boss fight of this zone is Sonic, and I know I already said that while I was recording the gameplay for the levels, but I think this is cool. Now, when you play this zone as Sonic, you do fight against Blaze, and then when you play as Blaze, you do fight against Sonic, and the boss fight is mostly similar. I guess Sonic's hitbox is slightly different, because when he's curled up into a ball, he's smaller than when Blaze is stuck in this little fiery tornado. And he has one or two slightly different attacks, Maybe we'll see them, maybe we won't. Maybe I'll hit Sonic quickly enough. It's a little bit of a finicky boss fight. Oh, here we go. If it's anything like Super Smash Bros., the only way to beat Sonic is to rush him down and prevent him from stalling you out. Here we go. So Blaze controls the fire, but Sonic is so fast that he pretty much controls wind. When you fight this boss fight as Sonic, Blaze summons fire from the ground. Oopsies. When you fight it as Blaze, Sonic creates wind tornadoes. And there we go, much like when you do this boss fight as Sonic, the final hits is the same. I said I would defeat him. Stop it! This isn't going to change anything! What do you know? I am the guardian of the Soul Emeralds. It is a fate that forces me to live with my curse. My flames. Because of my powers, I have always been alone. It's also why I must do this alone. It is my responsibility. I admire your fortitude, but carrying the entire world on your shoulders? Enough! And much like when you do this boss fight as Sonic, the final hit is the same. You gotta mash the A-B buttons. The best way to do this, I believe, is with your index finger and your middle finger. That's how I do it. I know sometimes you can use both your index fingers. Don't do it with both your thumbs. I suppose you can, but look how quickly I did that. Middle finger and index finger. I knew that was going to happen, so I just got my hands in the proper position. But there you go. And then even though this boss fight was against Sonic, Blaze still lands the final blow on Dr. Eggman. I don't know why he just stood around. He should have fled and continued on with his plans. Let Sonic and Blaze fight each other. And even though they would have solved or settled each other's differences no matter what, I think Eggman's biggest mistake was just sitting there. So many villains do these plots where they try to get heroes to fight each other, and Eggman just sat there and watched. Oh well. I'm pretty sure that's an S rank though. I hung on to all my rings and beat the boss fight quickly enough. There we go! That might be a perfect score. That's what I'm talking about. S rank, baby! Not too bad. I must save the Soul Emeralds. I must. A bit overzealous, aren't we? But it seems like she's had a rough pass. Hey, don't bite off more than you can chew. And be yourself. Don't need to do everything on your own. Blaze! Perhaps you're right. I can rely on friends if I let myself. Great! I am Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. It's nice to meet you. I'm Blaze. It's nice to meet you too. Well, that's the end of that cutscene. Cream was just kind of there. Whatever. Man, things are sure looking depressing lately. Led by the Soul Emeralds, my world has begun to enter yours. We don't have any time left. Cream, let's go! Hey, where's Cream? Oh! Sonic, I've got bad news! What's wrong, Tails? Cream's been kidnapped by Eggman! How do you know? I found this letter! Let me see it. Mwahaha! This is Dr. Eggman! I have taken Cream. If you want me to return her, Blaze must come to Point W alone! Darn, Eggman! It must be a trap! You better not go alone! Yeah, we'll get everybody together and... No. I appreciate your help, but I've got to do this alone. Because she's my friend. I must rescue Cream by myself. Okay, I understand. We'll leave Cream to you, Blaze. Thank you. I'm going now. Weird how this whole thing is... Oh, sorry. Sonic, are you sure about this? Being able to believe in someone. It's also a part of friendship, right? Yes, you're right! So I appreciate that at this part of the story that Sonic's dialogue and Blaze's dialogue differs here depending on which character you're playing as. Also, this isn't Point W, this is F Zone, but whatever. As you can see, the game is all wave warpy and whatnot. That's the same thing that's going to happen in Sonic's story. Although the objectives are different. Sonic was more focused on saving the world, but Blaze is here to save a friend, which is kind of nice, but after having a whole conversation about letting people help you, and then saying, I must do this myself because I want to save a friend, it's a little weird. Also, I guess Eggman did do something during that boss fight. He abducted Cream, but no, he abducted Cream after the boss fight. That's why Cream randomly shouted, Blaze! During their conversation. So I don't know why Eggman just stuck around, but I'm thinking too much about this. It's just a simple Sonic game on a DS. Whatever, that wraps up this part of Sonic Rush, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope to see you all next time in the next part when I take on the final boss of Blaze's story. Bye-bye, humans! Whoosh!
Hey, thank you for watching my video all the way to the end. If you want to know what other types of videos I plan to make, or if you just want to try and keep in touch with me, you can either subscribe to my YouTube channel here by clicking the button down below, or you can follow my Twitter account, @RealYoshiller. I post previews and I post when I'm going to events, and if you want to interact with me, that's probably the best place to do so. Either way, I appreciate any and all support that you guys have, and I hope to see you all in the future.